Greetings, light workers. This is Oya Transformation, and this is your daily Oracle reading for November the 6th. We still don't have a president yet, and the world keeps going round and round. So I guess we could live without one. Just saying. But anyway, I digress. The cards have been shuffled. Prayers upon them have been sent up. The ascended masters, the Holy Spirit through me, our ancestors, the angels that surround us and always would like to see us do the best we can, have all been summoned for this reading. And so, here we go. The first card that fell, which I usually use as the theme or the thematic thread through this reading, is the 31 of Divine Feminine. Well, you and I both know that the Divine Feminine asks us to, in all things, consider being kind, in all things, consider being loving, in all things, consider being gracious, being nourishing, nurturing, being clear. So it reduces to a 4 that speaks to logic and practicality, if I remember right. Yes. And honing into our instincts and intuition. So we take that theme and go to the second card that supports it. And it is the View from Above. And this is from the Sacred Traveler deck. And it says, get the big picture. And as you can see, there is the Queen, or a Queen, sitting on the balcony, taking a look at all the things that are going on, what goes up and what's coming down in her general area. And so you can look at that as literal and pay attention to the things that are happening around you, or you can look at it figuratively and say, if I say I am aligned with spirit, how would my decisions be different than they are when I'm not saying that? So it's real easy to get caught up in the day-to-day, mundane, chasing after the things on the list. But when we sit down and look at just exactly who did I say I was going to be when I came here, and look at how I'm moving and what I'm prioritizing, if I keep up in front of me a slogan of just who and what I said I was going to be, and keep it in front of me, then I am working toward that. Because the world would have me continue to take those things that were behind me and tell that story and try to color within the lines of a better version of that. But I challenge you to leave all that back there and put in front of you, what would I be? How would I be if I were to show up the way I said I want to be? That's the aim. I keep shooting for the aim. Forget all that stuff that happened. You can't take it back. You can't redo it. All you can do is be your best self right now, today. So, if I am looking from above all the time, from my best self is where my vision is, then my behavior needs to be coloring in the picture of my best self, supporting that picture. So the second card that supports this remembering the divine feminine is the seven of the root chakra. And it speaks of how are you going to get your needs met? What passions are you going to let run wild? What passions are you going to use the energies for to get you where you need to go? How are you moving in the world? The root chakra says we have a strong connection to the earth, and we, no matter what's going on, we have to stay grounded. We have to stay in a position where we don't let all the things around us that could slow us down and have us stumbling and forgetting where our azimuth is being shot. Because when I'm grounded, none of this stuff affects me. The gnats. So with that said, it also said something that I thought that was ironic. It said that as this is coming from the empathic oracle deck, and it says that as empaths, early on we attract narcissistic people, or we're attracted to them. Why? Because we spending a whole bunch of time feeling and feeling either not enough or feeling as though we need representation. And the narcissistic person is entitled. They need nothing. They take it all. And as an empath early on, I may have been drawn to these kinds of people because I admired the way they didn't let anything get in the way of them getting where they needed to go. Where I was being considerate of your feelings and how are you going to feel. And meanwhile, my needs weren't getting met. But as a learning tool, the narcissistic person that still shows up is here to show us how we don't want to be. Because yes, it's nice to get your needs met. We also talked about it's nice also to be at one with the divine feminine. And that goes back to being kind, for being considerate, to being patient and tolerant, and all those things that you may think from the outer that get in the way of you getting your needs met, but not really. They show you how to get your needs met in a way that benefits the collective. Because it's not about us. If we're looking from above, then we recognize that we are all looking from above, from the soul's perspective. And so, what is the purpose of me stomping around and taking your stuff to get my needs met so I can get in front of you to go where? We're all going back to spirit. Nobody goes in front. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. And it's a waste of human resource. Because when I am compassionate, when I am patient, when I am tolerant, when I am kind, my needs are going to get met anyway. And guess what? I will be supported in more ways than I could ever imagine. Why? Because spirit will be happy with me. And guess what? At the end of the day, when I look in the mirror, I'm going to see somebody I like. Hello? So, the final card in this reading is from the Daily Miracle deck, and it says, I am not a victim of the world I see. It says to me, remember you have choices in everything you do. If the choice is just to remain in a place that is more often painful to you than it is supportive. What is forgiveness? Forgiveness recognizes what I thought my brother did has not occurred. So, when you're feeling like you've been dealt out of pocket, it didn't happen. Can you try that on? Because it happened has me keep pointing at you. I can't change you. What happened is I showed up. And you showed me a different part of you, a different side to you. Okay. Thank you very much. I won't be showing up there again. How easy is that? I guess it depends on the day of the week. Some days it's easy. And other days I could get caught in my feelings. That's the human of it all. So, as we embrace the divine feminine, what is there to remember? If we're going to be kind, if we're going to be patient, if we're going to be tolerant, if we're going to be forgiving, start here. Namaste. Thank you for listening, and have the best Friday ever. Be well.